Payday, payday. You want payday? I know that. Canelo Alvarez does it. Yep, you guessed it. He's fighting Edgar Berlanga. Canelo announced on his social media that he has made his pick. He has decided what it is. Whoa, what's up? And the person that wins the Canelo sweepstakes is Puerto Rican from New York, Edgar Berlanga. In a brand new post, Canelo put this flyer out. It's a flyer of him and Berlanga, and it says, Canelo Berlanga, Canelo Promotions presents PBC pay-per-view, Amazon Prime, of course, live at the T-Mobile Arena, Saturday, September 14th. Plus, Edislandi Lara is fighting Danny Garcia. So I'm happy to see that fight because that was a fight that's been mulled over. It's been a fight that we've known about, but it kept getting pushed back and postponed. And then Showtime got out of the business of boxing, and then we just didn't hear about it. So it's good to see that fight has resurfaced. Now, the bad news, and we'll get to some comments in this video, but the bad news for me in this particular situation is, who asked for this fight? Simply put, who asked for this fight? Canelo continues to show you who he is. Canelo continues to beat to the sound of his own drum and do whatever he wants. But the downside with that is we are the public, we are the populace, we are the consumer. So it kind of has to be approved by us to get into the echelon of a super fight. Like, just think about this. And I put things in ways that you can't deny. Best in the business, and it's not even close. Without the fans, no fight would break gate records, pay-per-view records, and enter this, legendary Pacquiao, I believe versus Mayweather, like these astronomical numbers that it's impossible to happen without the fans. Like, this is not like Spotify where you can pay a service and get bots to up your streams to make it look like Ice Spice, her debut record or single or one of her songs has charted and done all these viewerships. You can't, in boxing, it don't work like that. Either people are in the seats or they're not. Either people are buying the pay-per-view or they're not. You know what I mean? There's no real way to fake it. There's no where you could buy bots, and I've never seen that, at least in today's technology. I've never seen a situation where, it's, Canelo did 3 million pay-per-views, and then we find out they were bots. So no one asked for this fight. That's just simply put, nobody. I haven't heard one person outside of like Berlanga and team and maybe a couple diehard Berlanga fans. And I don't even, this is no shade to Berlanga. I don't know the dude, but I don't even know if he has diehard fans that are willing to fight his battles. Like, when you reach a certain pinnacle of your career, then you can develop like these ride or die fans and man fans and stuff like Canelo or Errol Spence or Deontay Wilder, Joshua, Terrence Crawford, Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney, just a fighter who's kind of arrived at some level of notice, and then you can have the fans in the comment section kind of fight the battle and they'll defend you. But I never really heard that with Berlanga. I don't know if he has super fans, we'll call him. So this is just really a weird fight. Now let's look at the fans on Canelo's own page where he posted it. Like, see, this is how you know it's a bad fight. Leave it to your boy Ego. I've been in the game. When they do a fight flyer and they don't even show the opponent, that's usually a less than desired opponent, because you would never have Mike Tyson. Hey, me, Mike Tyson. I'm gonna catch my fight with Evander Holyfield. I'm gonna be fighting Lennox Lewis. He's no conqueror, right? You would never have Mike Tyson versus Lennox Lewis or Evander Holyfield and then put out a graphic where it only shows Mike Tyson's face because people wouldn't even know who Lennox Lewis is or Evander Holyfield, because of course we know who these fighters are. So anytime I see the graphics like where it's only shows one person, look, it literally says Canelo Berlanga, Saturday, September 14th, live at the T-Mobile, and they don't even show him. It just has a CA chain. I don't even know if he has this piece at home. I never seen him wear that, but whatever. So that's red flag number one. Red flag number one is that this particular graphic, they're not even showing the opponent. That's how undesired this fight is, right? So these are all like, I want fan comments. These are not fan comments. I want to see what the fans are saying. As a Canelo fan, look, boom. You never know. Boom. The stuff we're seeing in boxing, it's 95%, but it's entertaining. And you won't let me read it, so you entertain me with your... Look, this dude said, as a Canelo fan, I'm heavily disappointed, and got 1,200 plus likes. Canelo fighting Pizza Hut's general. Yes. Viva Lepo. He said Canelo is fighting Pizza Hut's general manager with 1,400. I'm done. 1,400 plus comments. I'm a massive Canelo fan, but there are definitely better fights that he could have done. Quiet letdown. Yeah. Benavidez and Morrell are the best fighters at 68 outside of yourself, Canelo. Why are you holding the division and belts hostage? Bruh, what did Berlanga ever do to get a shot at Undisputed? Yo, listen. Look, we got some great fans. These are real boxing fans. You're losing fans. This is very disappointing. Don't you have any honor? Hey, just listen to how he put that. He says, don't you have any honor? Berlanga has nothing to offer you. The man even questioned his honor. Wow. Edgar is not even on the post. That's literally what I said. Can't keep on defending you, my boy. Another grocery store worker. Whack ass fight. Berlanga hasn't fought or proved anything in his fights to be fighting Canelo. You scared of Benavidez? No, mom. Hey, they going in. I love it. Listen, ducking Benavidez once again. See, I won't be paying for this. Canelo said Benavidez hasn't done anything to earn a shot, but Bum Lovkin has. Yo, it's bad. This is PBC's post. My girl Lita. See? Oh man, this fight ain't going past 5. Yeah, I mean, shaking my head. Boycott this fight. Don't buy any more Canelo pay-per-views. Boycott this ish. I'm Puerto Rican and I can say Berlanga don't deserve this. Wow. Here's what they think about you. He gonna get his ad-whoop second round knockout. He'll fight anyone but Benavidez. Duck Rogers strikes again. Canelo fears Benavidez. I'm so tired of this BS. This some old bull. Edgar Berlanga is one of Canelo's mandatory challengers. Canelo fight New York cab drivers. The face of boxing, huh? Come on, Canelo. Let us down. Absolutely no one wanted this ish, bro. What the F? Insane. I don't understand why can't Benavidez get a shot, but Edgar can. Same day as UFC, which I talked about in my last video, because I'm the best in the business. If you care about boxing, do not buy this fight. Canelo needs a boycott. David didn't activate his mandate. Man, they going in. Fight Crawford, blah, blah. So the bottom line is, I keep showing you I'm the best in the business and my work here is done. I've told you about Canelo for years. I was on the front line. I told you he's a good fighter, good little fighter, but he continues to do this where maybe he'll fight a good name and then he'll go long spaces and gaps with hand selecting, cherry picking, picking guys off quick turnarounds like Sergey Kovalev. That fight was FAF. And, just fighting these no-hopers and less than desired fights that literally nobody has called for. I'm not impressed. And the Canelo base looks very stupid. They look very stupid. They look dumb. And I've told you this because these muff be in the comment section trying to argue for Canelo, and they'll say stuff like, oh, Benavidez doesn't deserve a Canelo shot. What has he done? Who's he fought? And then they want to go down this whole rigmarole and question Benavidez's legitimacy. And we know for a fact the world would rather see Canelo Benavidez in a mega fight than this Berlanga stuff, right? You could play around if you want. I don't play no games. In elementary school, I skipped recess just because I don't like to play games. So you guys could try to front and come up with all these justifications. And this is what's hurting boxing. You got Tank and Lomachenko, deep negotiations, good fight, great fight for the fans. People were excited. Lomachenko said, I'm not in the mood. That's it. I'm not in the mood. Just like your girl and you trying to get hot and heavy and she's like, I gotta go to work early in the morning. I'm not in the mood. What are we talking about? And so Loma not in the mood. These are the old media darlings for the record. Loma's not in the mood for no reason. And then Canelo's hand selecting Berlanga and continues to pick people that no one asked for, and that's just what it is. So we'll see. And then you have the clinger-ons of Canelo, and they still trying to push this. He's the face of boxing and he's the man. His fights aren't even that fun to watch at this point, right? What's the last? That's a true question. There's no shade. There's no agenda. That's a real life question. What was the last Canelo fight that you were enthralled with? It was scintillating and you just had the time of your life to the point where you would have say it's one of the best fights of that particular year. Because there's not a year that I could think of recently. You have to go back to Canelo Triple G 1 or 2 or something like that. But like the HBO days. Legit answer that question. Name a Canelo fight where you were just, because I thought the Jacobs fight underperformed. Canelo Triple G. Hell no, guys, that Marcus, guys, nothing. The third fight on DAZN was terrible. The Jermell Charlo fight was terrible because he was undersized, which is what I told you. The Yildirim fight was horrible. He didn't put up a fight. The John Ryder fight was boring to me. The crowd in Mexico even booed Canelo. They booed him in his own country. In Mexico, they booed him. You got a guy where you broke his nose or whatever early in the fight, and you can't get rid of him. You can't get rid of me, not little me. So it just was much of the same. John Ryder was trying, and Canelo couldn't finalize it and put his stamp on it. Imagine if that was David Morrell. John Ryder would have been out of here. Munguia got Ryder out of there. You know what I mean? David Benavidez would have got Ryder out of there, in my honest opinion. So Canelo, I think he's just trying to pad his record, get these paydays, and he wants the paydays. Payday. And it's funny because he did all that. Payday. You want payday? I know that. He did all this stuff, and you the one that wants the paydays. You want easy paydays to fight guys that you're likely to beat. Like Munguia, he didn't have the experience to beat Canelo. And I told you that. Canelo, the bottom line is, Canelo is a horror movie that's predictable. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's becoming too cliche. Like, I love a good horror movie. Like, imagine if they have some twists and turns that you didn't expect. Then like The Sixth Sense or something. Like, you're like, oh, okay, I didn't see that coming. So it makes it a great film. But when the horror movie, like the idiot main character, they have a chance to leave the cabin where the killer's at, and then they're like, let's just go back. What are we doing? And then they find some stupid way from lazy writing and a lazy screenplay to get the characters back to the cabin when the audience knows the killer's at the cabin, and it was just some stupid reason to go back to the cabin when they could have just hit town and left when their instincts told them. So those are the horror movies that aren't so fun because it's dumb and it's too predictable. And when you have a lazy screenplay like that, it becomes so obvious. I don't like horror movies where they put the characters in these fake scenarios that are so unbelievable just to get the characters in the situation. Like, I like it when the writing is so clean where it seems like, okay, that's something a legit, reasonable, rational human would do, and then they just end up at this haunted house. But then if it's something stupid like, oh, this haunted house, and you were supposed to go to a music concert and you just stop and go in this haunted house and end up getting trapped, that's not realistic. Like, nobody's gonna miss their concert to go in some creepy haunted house or whatever. So that's what Canelo to me is becoming. He's becoming like a bad horror movie. It's very scripted, it's very predictable. Berlanga, what has he done to earn a Canelo shot? That's all I want to know from you in the comment section. And the Canelo fans are famous for saying at the time, Demetrius Andrade doesn't deserve a Canelo shot back at 54 and 60 when he was undefeated. Not after Benavidez beat him, but before when he was undefeated. Or saying, oh, Big Charlo at 160, at 54 when he was active and undefeated doesn't deserve a fight. Benavidez doesn't deserve a fight. Better Biev is ducking. This is what the Canelo man fans think. It's like a cult. They say these things, and then out of nowhere, Munguia could get the fight easy. Yildirim could get the fight. Billy Joe Saunders could get the fight. Berlanga, who's been fighting Irishmen, are magically delicious, lad. Unless you're thinking, me and McArthur Park in the bar. Like, bro, he literally fought back-to-back random Irish dudes from Eddie Hearn and somehow gets it. I'm done, bro. Get me out of here, bro. Subscribe.